So let me start this video by saying this, guys. If you find yourself struggling with my content, I'm saying things, they are making your head spin, you can barely understand my language. Even if you understand, you can't understand the language I'm using, then I believe you are trying to consume content that is beyond your consciousness. When you struggle to understand the things I'm talking about in my videos on this channel, it may be you're just trying to consume content that is beyond your consciousness. You're not mentally prepared for this, okay? So sometimes you may get that ego kicking in. You know, the ego may kick in. So you may come around and, so that's why you hear sometimes people asking things like, what is the source of your information? Okay? You guys were asking me, what is the source of the source of your information? So that is the very first sign that you are very new on this channel, which is not a problem. You are very new, but the content has found you at the moment when you are not yet prepared. Okay? You're mentally, emotionally not yet prepared. So you have to be patient. Okay? Be patient, take it easy. When the time is right, you will understand what I'm talking about. So I don't have to make videos. And I'm going to be explaining to you guys, oh, you know, I read this kind of book. I'm reading this kind of scriptures. I went to that kind of school. So ladies and gentlemen, I am the book. Okay? I am the book. So you could as well write an entire book about me. You could as well write an entire book. If you have been following me for a while, then you might as well write an entire book because the things I'm talking about are very deep. Now let us go to this video. There is a very big awakening happening around the globe. Around the planet, there is a massive awakening going on. This awakening has been going on for years, for quite a number of years. So more and more people is waking up. Now, a lot of empaths are waking up. The most beautiful thing for an empath is to wake up one day and you realize that you was born with empathy. Empathy is a gift. That kind of gift is only given to a selected chosen people, a selected few. Is the reason as to why you see the empaths is a very small minority. Well, when you compare all the people in this universe, you will see empath is a very small group of people. But that little group of people, ladies and gentlemen, they're very powerful. They are very powerful, you have no idea. Those are God's chosen people. Now, when you get this awakening, you now start to understand what your life has always been about. Everything starts making sense. You start adding up all these pieces together. And eventually, you're ready to change your life, okay? And move towards your life purpose. That is what empaths do. Now, I'll tell you why I'm doing this video. My encounter with the greater narcissist. When I had this encounter with the greater narcissist, I got the biggest surprise of my life. Now, we're talking about the greater narcissist who was also a spiritual narcissist. Are you guys following? Now, this greater narcissist was like, she discovered that she knew that I was an empath. You know these people, they know you before you know yourself. You know? They do know you before you know yourself. So this individual discovered that I was an empath. And what did this greater narcissist do? All of a sudden, she was also an empath. oh, she started talking about emotions. And she started talking about these feelings, this empathy, this, all those. So that's the strange thing with these narcissists. They can mirror you to a degree you've never seen before. And if you do not have your eyes open, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to be fooled. You are going to fall for the trap. If you do not have your eyes open, you're going to fall for that BS. This particular individual said, well, because I'm an empath, and sometimes I'm around these people, and they are draining my energy, and all those kind of stuff. All those language that the empaths use, all those terminologies that we empaths use. So for me, in those early days, I was like, wow, okay, so that means that, there could be probably the universe has eventually, and guys, don't laugh. So I was like, oh, the universe has answered my prayers. Finally, I find somebody who is actually can accommodate my energy. Somebody who is like me. I can find my other, the other half. The person that can read and resonate with your energy. So, me, I went in. Okay, I went in. And eventually, only for me to discover that, ladies and gentlemen, a couple of months later, this was a full-blown spiritual narcissist. Nothing prepared me for that, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? So nothing had prepared me for this, ladies and gentlemen. Now, when we're talking about this huge, massive awakening that is going on around the planet, this awakening is not only for empaths. This awakening is also for the narcissists. They're also waking up. Okay? They are waking up and they are figuring out they have always been narcissists the entire time. Because you see, one thing what I've told you guys is that narcissists are not conscious. Okay. Empaths have also been asleep. But it's just because their consciousness was simply switched off and turned off. The empaths have been conscious. Okay? But it's just because their consciousness had been actually turned off and switched off. So the narcissists, they are also not conscious, okay? But with the narcissists, it's different because those ones actually on the very soul level, they're even spiritually completely unplugged, okay? They have lost their souls, so they do not have a souls. Or they do not have a soul. That's one thing what I've been saying all over again in my videos. Let me tell you what happens when that kind of individual will awaken. Now, when the empath awakens, it's different. When the empath awakens, okay, they know it's time to heal, it's time to recover, it's time to detach, it's time to self-love, it's time to do this, and so, move towards purpose and all these beautiful things. But you see, one thing when the narcissist awakens, the game is different. So when the narcissist awakens, what really happens is they're going to go into panic. They are going to go into panic because that particular individual could have awakened, let's say, for example, at the age of 30. Let's say even sometime at the age of 40. And they might have discovered at that particular moment that they have been part of the problem this whole time. So they've been moving through life, destroying everything along their way. Now, that is a very big shocker. Because when that happens now, they don't know what to do with themselves. They're going to go into panic. So they're going to glitch. Is what I told you guys, that if the narcissist awakens, usually they will glitch. Okay, they glitch. It's like, they're glitching. They don't know what is going on. They're like, okay, they may try to run left. They don't fit. They run right. They don't fit. They may try to hide themselves, but they need the supply, so they may try to come out. But everybody's catching up on them, so they're going to glitch. They're going to be all over the place. So for the awakened empaths, you know what? You know this language. You know what I'm talking about. What now happens is that's when you're going to see them coming up as chosen ones. So that's when you see they're now coming up and they're coming out as chosen ones. Out of the blue, they are chosen. Now, in the early days when I was waking up, I saw this. I was like, wow, what is going on with these people? You could see, an empath. There's something what people don't understand about empaths. Empaths, these people, they're like lie detectors. These people, they can see. An empath can see you making a fool of yourself. You may spend hours making a fool of yourself, and they are going to leave you in your own lane, and they're going to watch you from a distance. You will be there making a fool of yourself. And they're not going to say a thing. They're going to let you be. But when they feel that the game is going way too far, okay, they will push the stop button. They'll tell you, hey, listen, that BS you've been talking about, it isn't making sense, so you better stop with the mess, stop with the BS, stop with the crap, get yourself together. They could be forced to do that, but they rarely do it, okay? So you will see, which is also something I've seen, many of these individuals, all of a sudden, out of the blue, there was empaths. They're talking about empathy. All of a sudden, they're empaths, okay? They're talking about chosen ones. You see them sometimes, oh, the chosen one, and the chosen one, that. So all of a sudden, the narcissists are now chosen. And as a chosen one, they are not even close to being a chosen one. They are not anywhere near, because they will say they are chosen, but as they carry along, because you see, this is an image that you cannot embody being a chosen one for a very long time before you actually will expose yourself. Because at the end of the day, that narcissism in you, that spirit in you of narcissism, it is still going to show up. It is still going to show up, even if you don't like it, even if you're not prepared, it is still going to show up. And you're going to know that you're making a fool of yourself. So they may come around chosen ones, and they know chosen one this and the chosen one that. But let me tell you something, guys, ladies and gentlemen. The real chosen ones, they know themselves. A real chosen one, they know themselves. And those are the guys you're not going to meet them with a loudspeaker, microphone, going around screaming and preaching about being chosen. No, they won't do that. They know themselves. They are simply just going to go into action and do what it is they're supposed to do. Okay? So they know themselves. Even some of them, most of them know their missions. They know their purpose. They have got purpose. So, what am I trying to say in this video is that the awakening is not only happening to the chosen ones and empaths. The awakening is also happening for the narcissists. But their awakening is very brutal, because that awakening is showing them. So that awakening, let me say, for example, you may try to say they are finally able to look at the mirror. And let me tell you one of the most terrifying things about a narcissistic individual. The moment, whether it doesn't matter, they are forced or they are doing this voluntarily. The moment they have got to face and look themselves in the mirror, that is exactly when the awakening moment happens for a narcissist. Let me repeat this thing one more time, it's very important. The most terrifying moment for a narcissist is the very first time when they will wake up and they are going to be forced to look at themselves in the mirror, because for the very first time they are realizing who they are. And this is something they are not ready to accept, because remember, the narcissist has been running away from identity. They have been running away from responsibility and accountability for the longest of time. But this time, something has happened in their own personal lives. And for the very first time, they are being pushed by force to look at themselves in the mirror. That's when they discover that they are narcissists. So because they are not happy with that discovery or that identity that they're discovering at that moment, what they really do is they're now going to run around and call themselves chosen. You know, in that instant, particular moment, they are going to say they are chosen. And you know, they may put up that facade, you know, because at the end of the day, you still realize that those guys have been putting up a facade for years, for decades even sometimes. But this time they are wearing a coat of many colors. They are wearing heavy shoes. And these particular shoes they are wearing, let me promise you, the shoes are too heavy for them. They cannot contain that energy. So in most of the cases, you will see them. They may turn around with that image of being chosen. They are chosen one, or chosen one this. And in a couple of months, you're going to see them. That narcissistic whatever is going to come out. It is going to come out to the surface. Okay? Without even trying so hard. That narcissistic thing in them, the narcissistic spirit in them, is going to come out to the surface. Being a chosen one, let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Being a chosen one is not a walk in the park. Some people barely understand the responsibility that comes along with being a chosen one. Okay? It's a very heavy coat to wear. It's a very heavy energy. You're going to feel that you are actually turning into somebody else because you're trying to be a chosen one. You're a very toxic individual. Instead of going to therapy, you know, trying to find some kind of help, maybe there are some psychologists out there are some therapists out there, maybe you want to go get some help, professional help. You're running around trying to be a chosen one. Okay? It is not something, you cannot put up that facade for a very long period of time. It's going to come out on the surface, it will show. So for the real chosen ones, they will actually find out you have been building something out of a facade. Okay? You've been building, or you've been telling people all this entire time you're a chosen one, and you're not even close to being a chosen one. So people will find out. The ones who will not, there will be ones who will figure it out, and there will be ones who will not. Okay? It depends on the individual, but normally it's going to be very difficult to put up that facade. It is a very big coat to wear. It's a very big responsibility to bear. You cannot wake up and jump from the other side of the spectrum of being a narcissist who has even most likely even been responsible for the death of some people, destroying some people. And then you wake up and you think that you're going to come around and become a chosen one in one day. It's not going to happen. It cannot happen, ladies and gentlemen. So a lot of you guys who are, this video is an awareness video. Many of you guys who are starting to wake up, be alert, be aware, try to understand that these individuals are everywhere. Continue to protect yourself, okay? You need to understand that not everybody says they are chosen, they are chosen. A person who is chosen, you will see, okay? As the time goes on, even if you may not see it at the beginning, it could take you a couple of weeks or months, but you will actually figure out, you will catch up on it that this individual is not chosen. They are not anywhere close to being a chosen one, okay? So, the ones who know the video, you understand what I'm talking about. Let us know about this in the comment section below. What are your opinions, okay? You guys do know that I do love and appreciate your support. You can book a session with me. You may donate or support my channel if you want to. Everything you need, you will find it in the description below. And until then, I will catch you guys in my next one. There's Almost signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.